way of the world. Hold on, put your trust in His everlasting word. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Hi, welcome to Moments with Mimi. And today we're going to talk about evolution. The evolution of man, and there's only one. So that's important to understand that as man evolves, his thinking changes, and we are his thoughts and beliefs. This is a dream. This is his dream of him becoming one with God. And God is consciousness and your subconscious. That's what science calls it. That is God in you. God thinks he's playing Rita. Okay, but Rita is a thought or belief. And Rita breaks out of all thoughts and beliefs, except that myself, my human imagination, can weave the most fantastic stories, and my conscious and my subconscious will present it to me. That's it. There's only one. And if I trust in that the end is coming, the one that I imagined, the one that I've been telling myself and talking to myself about, then, it appears. The evolution of man is becoming aware of this. And in science, December 21st, 2012 was when perihelion happened, where we basically everything lined up with the center of the galaxy. And then, so we've been on the dark side of the energy, and now we're entering into the light side of the energy. And all these wonderful things that we used to know are starting to come forward again in the story of science. And, you know, just take a quick look at the laws, and you'll know that everybody knows this stuff. Everybody knows if you think like that, you're going to get it. If, well, like attracts like, what can I tell you? You look like a bum and you hang with bums. What, you know, don't get mad at me. I love you. I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. I don't care what you think. I love you, and I know you're better than that, and you're welcome here anytime you want. I love you, and this manifests itself. We had a very dear, dear friend, and he was a carpenter, and he did a lot of drugs and drank a lot, and we had young children, and my husband told him that, Mikey, you just can't come over here like that. The kids, I don't want them to see you like that. You're welcome here anytime, but you can't be like that. So he wouldn't come by when he was like that. And a lot of times he would just call to talk to our youngest son because they were both sports nuts. And that was hysterical, but he adjusted himself to us. He wasn't allowed here. You can't be here thinking like that. Okay? No. And this was, before I knew the laws. And that's the point. Everyone knows these laws. They are part of your being. The one they're not getting is the number one law, which is there's only one. There's only one God. There's only one consciousness. It's made up of two parts, the conscious and subconscious. There's only one man. There's only one human imagination. And this is what's weaving all of this. And we all are becoming aware that there's only one. And that the thoughts and beliefs of certain areas are just not going to be tolerated anymore. We're not going to think like that. We don't have to beat you up. We don't have to malign you or judge you or anything like that. It's just real simple. We're not going to think like that, okay? When you can be the way we see you, which is, you're magnificent and wonderful, then, come on by. But if you're going to continue to think, that you can torture or hurt people or things like that, then, okay, bye. These are not robots. We're thoughts and beliefs of the one. And those who look at others like they're robots and must do their bidding are in for a big surprise. That's not how you treat others. You treat them like you want to be treated. Do you want to be treated like that? Well, we're all thoughts and beliefs. We're all on the same team. And it's important for us to listen to each other and then determine what is best and to take our time responding and not jump into the thick of fear and panic. And anyone who comes out saying, oh, look, the black people got it worse than others. No, they're people, and you're saying 30% of 50%, that got sick, were black and they had it worse. No, they didn't. They're people. They're human beings. They're just as important as all the others. And you're really saying that 70% of the 50% were anything but black. And they did fine. Okay. And so did the 30%. They all did fine. They got sick. So what? Human beings get sick from viruses when they believe something from the outside can hurt them. That's what happens. That's how it manifests. The virus is a manifestation. One of my students sent me a video on, it was Dr. Bruce Lipton answering and explaining about viruses. And I didn't go through the whole thing. It's a 2-hour thing. But the beginning of it, he explains viruses and how they're dead things. They're dead. Okay, they're not alive. Okay. This is Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he's comparing it to computing, saying it's like a memory stick. Like random access memory, where when you load it up, there it is. It's a program, but it's not alive. And the reason it's called a cold and this evolved into viruses is because the way it replicates is in the cold. It can't do it in the heat. And your body temperature is what keeps it away. And as the temperatures drop in the winter and you breathe in that cold air, well, now your body temperature is dropping, especially in the lung area, the respiratory area. So this is how it manifests. This is the ins and outs, the details of the objective side of this manifestation. And what it's telling you is, it's seasonal. Okay. And it's on its way out the door because, spring's here. We're heading into summer. So as the heat goes up and the virus drops, well, it's going to come back around. But most people will have been infected with it in one way or another and beaten it and have antibodies for it. And he explains how the body remembers. Well, this is your subconscious, and it is the one that says, okay, yep, add that to that, add that to that, add that to that, because all things are possible and everything goes in there. And this is the life principle at work, manifesting that, this is how you get rid of that. Okay, bring on the heat. So evolution of man is the way he thinks. He changes the way he thinks, and then everything on the outside world begins to evolve. It changes. People are becoming aware that when you have sexual intercourse, you are shooting off a rocket, and it doesn't matter if you're masturbating or having sex with someone. The things you think about during those acts are rockets you're shooting off. And as they become aware of this, they will watch their thoughts and keep it on love. And it's not going to be about, some, let's face it, you can think of some ugly things, crazy things that you think are just fantasy, but they're rockets. So they're becoming aware of whatever I think during sex has no power, or my power is only with my thoughts of good, or things like this. They're starting to say these things and believe these things. And one of the most important things you can say to yourself is, my power is only with my thoughts of good, and that you don't have to, like Esther Hicks likes to say, you got 17 seconds to say whatever you want. And that's great for her. That's what she believes. You got an open mind. You try it. It works for you. Great. You want to do that? Great. Me, frankly, no. I want to be covered all the time. So it's the power, my power, the power within me only works with my thoughts of good. My power is only with my thoughts of good, and this is what comes at you. The word evolution itself means changing. It's changing. They think it's to adapt to the environment in the objective world, but they're changing to adapt to the environment in the inner world, in how you're thinking and seeing the world around you. And so as more and more people consciously manifest their lives, and many are going down the Dr. Murphy path, where they're just going to align with the divine. Okay, everything's coming to me. I'm going to keep this simple. I'm aligning with the divine. The power within me is only with my thoughts of good. I'm going to fill my mind up with thoughts of good. I'm sincere. I mean this. I really mean this. And as you come to see others differently and they begin to change, and the ones that won't go away, you come to find that the world literally has changed around you. And this is keeping the faith and holding on. If you've been imagining, unity, harmony, and love, that everyone's getting along, that they're all working well together, and then this virus came and started doing that. And there are some you can see, that are going back down into the details and getting into the dirt of it, and already starting to sling mud again. No, I know you're better than that. I know you don't think like that. I'm not going to listen to that. I know you're better than that. And you will see them again sometime in your experience to show you they've changed. Or, you may hear that they passed. They went away. Okay, they change or they go away. And this is how we evolve. The thoughts, the beliefs, which are people, that would not change and would not change the way they think, they go down. Okay, they go away. They have to go where that is believed. It's not believed here anymore. So they have to go to another point in time and space until they can figure it out. And that's fine. But all the laws have been incorporated into everyone's being. Everyone knows to be grateful. You don't feel like washing clothes for someone when they're not grateful. My first time my son tried to blame me for him having a dirty baseball uniform and not washing it in time for his baseball game, I got hacked and took him. I said, son, it's time for you to learn how to use the washing machine. And I showed him how to wash, I showed him how to iron, and that was it. Don't ever tell me again that I didn't wash it in time, okay? You need to go see if your uniform is washed before your game, and if it is, great, I took care of it, and if it isn't, then you take care of it. If you were grateful, I would just do it, but nobody seems to be grateful that I do the laundry around here. And so they did. It's the same thing with dinner. My husband's very grateful for dinner, and he's always made my kids, you thank your mother for cooking this wonderful dinner. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Yes, sir. So everyone knows that, okay? And everyone knows you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, and think about the lovely side of them and not the nasty side of them. It's these things, they're already in your being. The one thing that is not, that everyone is coming to recognize, is we are one. We are a team. And the team we tried to set up just ain't working. And it needs to be redone. Okay? It needs to be redone. Because they were looking on the outside and it got corrupted. So it needs to be ripped apart and redone. We're one world. That's for sure. We've always been one world, but now we're aware we're one world. And we're just not going to think like this. You don't get to hold a UN position for a whole month and hide a virus. No, no. And you don't get to be a UN organization that sides with others. No, no. This thinking comes from the top. So they're reflecting what the executive part of this organization is, and this is wrong-headed thinking. Okay, wrong-headed. The IPCC is a good example of the wrong-headed thinking. Okay, no, you don't stick to your story when you can see there's 50 million different other ways. And you don't force others because you've chosen something that you think is good. Okay, because we all know your good could be my bad. It's all relative, isn't it? Yes, to your perception. So these laws are already in your being, and the one to recognize, the one that we're becoming aware of, is that we are one mind. We all say I am. Shakespeare wrote on The Merchant of Venice about Shylock, and Shylock, we all bleed, I bleed like you, I cry like you, we all, it's a great scene, you want a pound of my flesh, here, take it. The point being, we all feel these things, but we all think differently. We all perceive it differently. And that's indie. You're delightful the way you are. You're wonderful and beautiful. Everyone is. It's the beginning of seeing the best in men instead of the worst of men. And you're going to see this evolution happen. And it's things like this virus that does this. It brings people together in love and a purpose that we're going to not let this stop us. Nothing stops us. We can take on anything, We're like Tom Cruise and dancing. I love that scene. But it's about sharing the love. Okay, we took care of ours. We've got it going. We see where we had holes. We're going to start helping everybody else. And in the meanwhile, we're going to look at all our corporations and say, you got all your eggs in one basket, and that's just not allowed. No, that's a national security issue. And every country is going to do this. We're going to have some manufacturing here, and you know what? Taiwan's a great place. So we're going to have some there too, and some in Canada, and some in Mexico, maybe some in Guatemala, who knows? We're going to spread the love, and realize that when you put all your eggs in one basket for profit, you end up with no profit. That's a lose-lose for all. Okay, it's got to be a win-win for all. So it's important to understand this, and we all know it, but now it's in your face. Okay, it's in your face. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Okay, it's easy, and we can fix this, and we can love on the others. And I know that you can see some of this. It's going to happen, and you're going to see some responses that you won't like, but you just stick to your end, because all of it is somehow bringing you your good. Just like the fascists and the Nazis ended up bringing Rosa Bombolini her good of her husband being an honorable and respected and loved and cherished man in her life. It's the same thing. You don't fight the virus, you love it. Somehow it's bringing you your individual good, and that in turn is going to prove to you, if you didn't believe it before, that law is law. It proves itself in the testing of it, and now you know, and then you move forward with raising up your brothers and sisters. No, she doesn't think like that. Only a racist sees race. No one sees race anymore. Everybody knows you don't judge a book by its cover. Oh my goodness. How archaic are you? That is so last century. Nobody thinks like that anymore. No, you don't have to demand reparations from another. No. We're all in this together. We're all hurting, and you don't get to hurt another like that. We all help each other. We all raise each other up. So I hope this helps. Man is evolving, and you're going to see manifestations in the world that reflect this change. And if you put out, some rockets out there for some things that you want, then, you just hang on to that, because somehow all of this is bringing that to you. I assure you, Rosa did not know that the fascists rise and fall, and the Nazis coming to rob her town were going to bring her the end she imagined. But they did. So in the end, she probably loved those Nazis a whole lot. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you, and thank you. Thank you for being you.
What kind of people are you?
Hold on, hold on, hold on to God and not the way of the world. Hold on, put your trust